you guys set the standard for what OEMs expect now. There really wasn't a standard prior, and now there is. And when we're coming over to the OEMs with these packages, they know what they want it to look like. And I'm happy that because I partnered with you guys, I looked as best possible to the OEMs because of DSMA.
Welcome to The Fuel Line, where we explore all things automotive with a focus on mergers and acquisitions. Hi, my name's Fareed Ahmed. I'm the founder and the CEO of DSMA and your favorite podcast host. Each episode, we connect with influential figures that drive the automotive landscape. Let's shift into gear and get started.
Welcome to The Fuel Line, DSMA's automotive M&A podcast. I'm very happy to be your host today. I'm a guest host. I'm the COO for Canada for DSMA. My name's Melissa Samatis. And with me, I have our special guest, Michael MacGillivray, who is a client of DSMA and an innovator in the automotive industry. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Melissa.
So, Michael is the CEO of Century Auto Group and a seasoned automotive entrepreneur. Michael brings more than 2 decades of experience in dealership operations, leadership, and industry innovation. As a shareholder in multiple top-performing dealerships across Atlantic Canada, he has driven growth through a strong focus on operational excellence and forward-thinking strategy. Michael holds a Bachelor of Industrial Engineering from Dalhousie University and has extensive training in EV technology, AI, and dealership management. He's the founder of Century University, a free online platform created to upskill the automotive workforce, and a dedicated EV advocate promoting adoption across the industry. Finally, Michael serves on several OEM and industry advisory boards, including Hyundai Canada's NDAC, Subaru Canada's RDAB, and GM's DMAB. Michael, we're excited to have you with us today.
Thanks, Melissa.
Welcome to the show.
I'm excited too.
All right, so let's get started and get to know you and
Please.
hear about all of your influences in the industry. Can you share your journey from the industrial engineering to becoming the CEO of Century Auto Group? What drew you to the automotive industry?
Well, in fairness, I was born into it, so I wasn't so much drawn to it as born into it. But having said that, I was fortunate. Nice part about a family member owning a car dealership is you'll always have a job in the summers. And so I was able to work and gain experience as a youth. And then by the time I made it to the university, I had started actually with commerce. And I had made the switch over to the industrial engineering, where a lot of my friends from before were studying. And with that, I really enjoyed it. It gave me the opportunity to work for General Motors of Canada. I worked at their powertrain facility.
Interesting.
St. Catharines, Ontario. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it gave me the opportunity to see both sides of the coin, both OEM as well as the dealer level. And it gave me the opportunity then to focus in on which area of automotive I thought that I could best serve. And after my opportunity to work at the factory, as much as they were fantastic people and I learned so much, I also got reprimanded for too many consecutive hours, and I knew that didn't happen in the dealer world. So it kind of, made my mind up to what I do, and what I ended up doing is...
You definitely don't get reprimanded for working too many hours in the retail side of things in the automotive.
Especially not if it's for a family member.
So that's interesting that you've got all aspects now, and you're on the boards for the OEMs. So you've also got that insight from the other side. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What's one key lesson from your early years in the dealership operations that still influences you on how you run your business today?
People. It's down to the people I work with and the relationships that I'm able to build with them and the trust. It's been that way since forever, and I don't see that changing. I surround myself with the best and smartest people I can, and they've made me look really good in a lot of ways, and I'm fortunate.
No, don't sell yourself short. You're one of those people also, I believe. You're a fantastic leader.
Thanks, we try and do our part.
Yeah, and so on that note of leading and inspiring people to learn, be better, and surrounding yourself with the smartest people, what inspired you to create the Century University, and what impact has it had so far?
Yeah, actually it was pretty cool. That inspiration came when I was a youth, working at the car dealerships, the back counter and the parts. I didn't realize till I got in there that there's another, in our case English, there was a second English. Like technician would come to the counter and say they need a wheel bearing. Well, the computer's not showing you a wheel bearing no matter how many times you type it in. It turns out it's a hub assembly in a lot of these stores. And just knowing that there's this barrier to entry. I was fortunate because I was able to get in early and young enough as a youth where people would accept your learning curve some easier. So I learned, but at the same time, I knew there's this barrier to entry, and there's all these smart people out there that could be successful in the car business if we bring these barriers down. And so with that inspired the Century University, Century U. We've built it. It's free, open access. Anyone can use it. Doesn't matter where you're from. There's a ton of material on there as well on AI training, ChatGPT and Copilot.
That's important, yeah.
It is, we find with all the bulletins coming at us from the car companies, tools like that can allow even single rooftop stores to stay on top of all the information that's coming at us. Because as you know, it's a vast and fast moving industry.
Yeah, it's definitely fast moving, and AI is definitely speeding that process up. It's everyone that works with the Century Group that has access to this, or it's
No, you can go
public?
on too.
Oh, it's open to the public. Very
Yep.
interesting.
I encourage people to. There's some pretty neat stuff in there. Learning materials. It's some of the better stuff we've come across and compiled.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah.
really great that you share that with everybody in the industry as opposed to just your group.
Well, I think it's best. The more smart people there are, the better set up every store is. You know, then we're not trying to take each other's team members and stuff, and there's tons of smart people around.
And the industry can grow as opposed to just your group. That's great. You sit on advisory boards for Hyundai, for Subaru, and for GM. It's basically a full-time job in itself.
Yep.
What are the most important insights that you've gained from these roles for your dealership?
Yep. Well, in fairness, I should say I wrapped up a couple of the boards just this month with the projects that you just landed on my table
Yeah,
there last
okay.
month. I've got plenty of work. But the coolest thing about working with these boards was to get to see behind the curtain with the OEM. And the big question is I always think of that Venn diagram when they have the two circles overlapping and how much is the overlap. And I wasn't sure going in, like, do we have a small overlap, the OEM and the dealers? And the nicest part is that it's a huge overlap. Our agendas are so similar that the differences are few and far between in comparison.
Yeah.
And it's very encouraging. It's very compelling. It's nice to know that the leadership message is reality.
Yeah, you guys are all on the same page, the OEM and the dealerships. That's
We are
great.
really working to be successful together.
Good.
We want the brands that we stand with to be the strongest out there.
Yeah.
And we're going to make sure that we're advanced, knowledgeable, and working hard.
Good for you. Were you the youngest one on the board?
I usually am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thanks.
Congrats. How do you see OEM dealer relationships evolving? So kind of what you're talking about with the Venn diagram overlap and the relationship between the OEM and the dealer network,
Yeah.
especially with the shift for digital retailing.
Absolutely. If anything, and it will happen, our relationships are going to have to strengthen. We now rely on each other more with these new technologies. An electric vehicle is a wonderful thing, but you have to level up your knowledge a bit first if you're going to be handling them as a retailer. And with the push towards technologies, advancements, the relationship needs to strengthen, because if there's one thing that car companies, OEMs want, is professional management these days. No one knows this better than you and your
100%.
team
Yeah.
on the fact that they want folks that have the ability and will invest in their infrastructure, whether it's technological or brick and mortar, and that are able to properly serve the markets and achieve the sales market share and customer satisfaction that they seek for their clients.
Yeah. And as well, growing your brands, that the OEMs want to make sure there's somebody right in place for their brand, representing them in the market and able to grow. So yeah,
They absolutely do.
you're 100% right. So when evaluating expansion opportunities, which I'm very familiar with, what strategic indicators or criteria do you consider most important?
I've thought of this one. I wish I had a more exciting answer, but sometimes dull is successful.
Yeah.
If it's an existing operation for me, it's down to population and brand, and then the rest is on me. That's if it's an existing. If it's a startup, you may have to view it a little different if it's a greenfield operation, depending on the brand. But for the most part, it's down to the population of the community, the PMA, primary marketing area, and the brand that you're representing. And from there, it's up to you as the dealer.
Just to roll up your sleeves.
Yeah.
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 Good for you. So, as leaders in automotive M&A, we offer some services like DPP and OPP, which are dealer presentation packages
Yep.
and open point packages.
Yes.
Why do you think these types of things are crucial and essential when dealers are applying to grow or to acquire an existing store?
Well, I was talking to some of your teammates, and you guys set the standard for what OEMs expect now. There really wasn't a standard prior, and now there is. And when we're coming over to the OEMs with these packages, they know what they want it to look like. And I'm happy that because I partnered with you guys, I looked as best possible to the OEMs because of DSMA and their work
Great.
on this.
Oh, great. Nice plug. Thank you.
Well, it's
That's
true.
great. That's perfect. We work hard and we know what the OEMs want. So it makes a great partnership when there's someone that wants to grow and we get to represent them to the OEM. So that's great.
You guys make me look the best.
Yeah. Looking towards 2026, what are your key goals for Century Auto Group, and how can strategic partners like DSMA support you in your long-term vision?
Absolutely. So for Century, as well as the new group you helped me start in Sigma, I'll put a plug in there for that since we're plugging. But the plan is very much 26, the same as 25. It's growth. And how is DSMA going to help in that? They're critical. They're crucial. Nowadays, 9 out of 10 stores have a broker involved. And if you look at, from a dealer's point of view, just look at the expense of what it is to involve a broker versus the total enterprise value. And it's oftentimes a rounding error. So do you want to skip out on a rounding error and look less professional, or do you want to be the best you can be?
Mm-hmm.
So by partnering with DSMA, you guys are this huge spot for dealers, sellers to go to. They have comfort. It's third party. It's, independent of the buyer. It gives them comfort. It gives them, knowledge. They make sure that they're not leaving money on the table.
Yeah, that's great. And we're excited to be part of your growth. You're very young in the industry. You're very forward thinking, and I think we're gonna see new things for Century Auto Group in the next decade, and we're really happy to be part of it. And
Thanks.
We think you're doing a great job, and we're really happy to have you on the show as well as a client in many facets, and we look forward to doing more things with you. So thanks everybody for joining us today. And thank you for having me on as a guest host. And thank you, Michael, for coming all the way here to meet with us.
Thank you, Melissa.